come on pallets and stuff like that and certain other things, but very, very small pallets used to be able to throw away. And some of them were tantalised as well, depending what came on them, and we would just throw them out for people to grab, and there was people actually grabbing them to use to smoke fish with them. You try to explain to them, like, you're grabbing tantalised timber, you don't really want to use that to burn and use the smoke to smoke your fish with. It's got chemicals in it. They didn't care. No, we
treated fine, yeah.
Yeah.
What's tantalised? Yeah, same thing for people that are farming blocks and stuff, using old scrap wood for bonfires and things.
Yeah.
So a pro tip for those playing at home, if it's got that little like wheat or tree shaped thing that you can see on pallets in FS, if it's got that symbol, it's been treated.
We don't actually get... Oh, actually, I probably never noticed. Because I was used to working with timber anyway, but with the timber that we use, you got your indoor timber, which had two types of rated treating on it, which was H1 and H1.2. Or, no, H1.2 and H1.3, and the 1.3 was a little more treated. It would come in, the treatment was either a blue or a green colour. And very, very slippery on the forks, on the forklift. You had to be really careful with that. And because it was obviously framing indoor or for indoor use, it wasn't rough sawn, so the timber was very smooth as well. I've had a few packets drop off, and they're quite heavy. Especially when you get a 6 metre long one, which 6 metres is, let me think how many feet that is. There's 3 feet into a metre, so 18 foot long packets is the longest you got. Standard, I mean, you could actually go to a sawmill and ask for longer if you wanted to. The other type was outdoor use type stuff, which was a treatment called H3.1 and 3.2. And there was H4 and H5 as well. H4 and H5 are generally used for the big poles that you use to put your house on. Actually, H5 is more marine grade. And most of that was rough sawn anyway, so it wasn't as bad, but diesel was heavy, because they were a lot bigger, obviously. And depending how wet they were, if they came straight out, they were still wet. If they just come from the mill and be treated, they were still wet. And wet timber and dry timber, there's a big difference in weight, I can tell you. If there was a wet timber of a bit of 150 by 50, which is a 3 by 2, for you guys in America, rough sawn, 6 metre long / 18 foot. I could carry 4, perhaps 5 of them if it was dry. I could only carry 1 of them when it was wet on my shoulders.
It's almost like timber is a porous material that holds onto the weight of water. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, you just get it on my shoulders and you find the balance, and it'll be a lot easier to carry. Yeah, but the plasterboard on the other hand was very interesting, because if you were careful you'd snap it, but they're always in pairs anyway, which was a bit better.
So that was a random anecdote. Poor co-worker was having a very bad day on Saturday. Went to bring down a 65-inch TV for a customer. Just as he's getting it off the picking machine, he's grabbing it by the plastic packaging straps. One of them lets go. and he doesn't quite catch it with his other hand, so the thing basically hits the corner on the ground and then just falls over face first, and he's going, whoop, that's embarrassing, let's get you another one. Pull the second one down off the shelf, because we're not going to bother opening up and checking it just yet, we just want to get his customer sorted. Pulls the second one down, takes off the pick machine, takes his hands off the customer's car, and that's sort of finagling, trying to work out how to get this large screen TV into the back of a, pretty sure it was a Ford Ranger actually. And of course the customer's got us a canopy over the back of the bed, so trying to fit a TV into something that doesn't belong there. Shuffling around, rearranging things, working out how they're going to do it. Takes it out for a second to readjust the position, and oh, wouldn't you know it, the strap fails again and another corner hits the ground. At this point the customer decides he's just too small. He'll work it out and come back. And we've got 2 TVs that may have been smashed. Whoops.
Quitter. Keep at it until it fits.
It's the age-old problem of the fact that these modern screen TVs, anything over, I think it's anything over 40 inches these days, manufacturers require that we do not lay them down in any vehicles. So if you're going to be, if you're going to get a 65-inch TV, you either want a tray bag or a, like a Ford Transit van or something like that. But so many people try and stuff them into the back of their station wagon. It's like, hey, we'll just lay down. It's like, no, you can't actually. Especially these LG screens, they're thinner than a mobile phone because there's no battery attached to the back of it, and yeah, so when you're dealing with 65-inch for a 183 centimeter, I think it works out to. It's like the bottom third of it is as thick as you'd expect an old regular LCD screen to be. The top half of the top 2/3 of the screen is, about the thickness of an iPhone basically. And people wonder why they're so fragile.
I've been thinking about selling my one. It's nice that it is to have a 4K monitor. It's a pain. Because my second monitor is a 1080 and there's issues. Especially with streaming. With Windows. Windows doesn't like having 2 screens with different resolutions. So I've got to mainly have it on 1080 all the time. So it's rather a waste, but I wouldn't mind getting myself maybe replace both of them actually with a couple of 2K screens and just with a higher refresh rate. Because the problem, that's the one thing I do want. I want a better refresh rate because the screen I got is as nice as it is. It's got AMD FreeSync and I've got NVIDIA. And it's not one, some AMD FreeSyncs will be supported by NVIDIA, and this is not one of them. So pretty much I can only... What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I was going to say it's coming for your pipe on the left, but... I'm just thinking, wasn't it supposed to trigger at 65 or was it a flat 60?
I think it's 60, but still doesn't explain why he's driving over the fruit. Unless he's not picking it up for some reason. And why he was driving straight at me as well.
Yeah, he's probably aiming for the where you ticked off to say that you're at 60%, so obviously you didn't stop to stop.
Now he sounds like he's on the right hand side of me. Let me just do the exercise with my neck here.
Yeah, he's directly behind you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be that old trick.
If I bring that out, will he figure it out? I have used this before and they work fine picking it up on this. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, my suggestion is to park somewhere like blatantly in the middle of nowhere and just let him do his thing.
Now, well, I mean, they're going 12 kilometres an hour, so give him a chance to turn around and figure out what he's doing. Yeah, that I got the pipe out, he had to adjust to me, so hopefully he rethinks it, and now he's oh, here we go. Finally got there. When you get home, tell your partner she put the wrong type of mushrooms into your sandwich there, bud. Oh, I'm going to leave the pipe out so he doesn't get confused again. Yeah, so no, I'm thinking about getting, if I could sell these for a nice price, because I really need them. I think my main monitor is 27 inch, I can't really go any higher than that if I want to have other monitors. Especially, I always wanted 3 monitors, Dreamer I know, but I've got to have one on either side, which I've got room for on my desk to put one on either side, and then it's just handy because I can have, well, I've currently on my second screen I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 applications open, and the main ones, which is slobs, is one thing I need to see, but the other ones would be nice to be able to have access to. And the other thing is being able to play games at full resolution, since I've paid for it, which I can do. I mean, alternating between the display, it's not so bad. Some games don't do it. I can do it in window mode if I want to. That sort of stops it as well. But there's some games like Farming Sim doesn't like it, and it moves everything that's on the second screen into the first screen when I alt-tab out. When I alt-tab back in the game, it doesn't move it back, it keeps it there, and because it's behind the thing. So if I go with 2K, I'll still get a decent type of res. Plus it's a lot cheaper getting something that's 2K with the high hertz, or not like 144 or plus, something like that, than it is to get with 4K, because 4K 27 inches the smallest I can find, the rest go up and up and up and up and up in size. And basically, you know, a quick look the other night, if I ever could look around I might find something better, but one that has 144 hertz refresher rate in 4K, which was roughly around 60 inches, it's like $2,000. No, to start, I don't need a 60-inch monitor. So that would be the best option. So that's what I'm trying to think about, because it's rather a waste of money really if I just be able to be really, really good, because when I'm streaming I've got the desktop set to, and the game set to 1080p. Obviously because Twitch doesn't go any higher than that. They are working on it. I think they're working with Intel on it. Intel have come out with a new, I was hoping that none of us had to stop them, damn it. Working on a new encoding type for thing for video called A1, which apparently you can use a lower bit rate. So at the moment for a 1080p stream you need a bit rate of 5,000 minimum on Twitch, 5,000 kilobits per second. And if you go to 6,000 you get a better quality 1080 picture. So and that's the best you can do. So hopefully they can come out with that. But it'll be good to be able to play, because going back to 1080, even though everything's a lot smaller on a 4K screen, my icons, desktop icons, everything are tiny. My eyes can't deal with it anymore. But it's just, when you go to back to 1080, it's just not as clear. It looks all foggy and, yeah. So 2K should be alright. And that way I could hopefully be able to afford at least two 2K monitors. And the thing is the second monitor, as long as the gaming monitor is like a good refresh rate, like 144 hertz and stuff, that'll be fine. I was looking at some Asus ones, and they're all got G-Sync as well, so yeah, and then the second monitor can just be a normal 60 hertz refresh rate, because it doesn't really matter, because I won't be playing games on that. It's just a damn shame that they don't do smaller 4K monitors.
I think half the trouble there is trying to cram that many dots in such a small space. It gets to the point where the density can only go so far. I mean, for what it's worth, I'm only running a 24 as my primary 1080p, and then I got two 23-inch matched pairs as a secondaries. Good old triples. Although I don't actually use it in triple on my desktop. I run duals, so center and left. My right screen I run with my second machine, just because, you know, two computers on one desk.
Yeah, I mean, your phones, I mean, you look at 1080p, watching something in 1080p on your phone, the picture quality is a lot better. And, of course, your phones can go higher than that, and they just look, comparatively with resolution on a small screen, everything looks a lot better. I literally think you can see things better. It's more clearer on a phone, on a smaller screen, than it is on a big screen, but bigger the better. That's the way we work, that's the way we roll. Like some of Patrio's customers, that's the way they roll. Their TV onto their cars. But, yeah. It's just the ability to do that. I mean, obviously, to be honest, which shouldn't matter now, but when I originally first started streaming, I was doing everything in 4K, because I had games where it sort of didn't matter. I wouldn't rearrange my desktop. Old tabbing out. Window mode sort of uses a bit more. I've noticed it uses a bit more power, or well, a bit more processing power from your graphics card. I did notice on my old graphics card, going from full screen to window mode, a drop in frame rate when I was in window mode compared to full screen.
Disable Windows effects, glass, etc.
So, yeah. And there's some games when you're in a window mode that you go to click something on your screen and to do with the game, but your mouse has ended up on the other screen, and I've actually accidentally ended up shutting a stream down back then. But having the 4K and then I've got well, Slobs has got to decompress it down to a 1080 anyway, which takes a little bit of processing power. Technically, it should be able to deal with it now, because there's a big difference between the card I've got now and the card I used to have. And processing power, that's for sure. I mean, I used to have a 1070. Oh, yeah, you want to go as well. Asus Overclock Edition. 1070 Rogue Strix Overclock Edition, whatever it is. And now I've got a 3070 Asus Rogue Strix Overclock 10i, actually 3070 Ti Overclock Edition. And another main difference is the old 1070 was on PCI 3, but this is now on PCI 4.
Oh, the bright side, our first shipment to Cornwall's nearly ready.
Sorry, what was that? Our first shipment to Cornwall? That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. Because as we know, there's someone in Cornwall who absolutely loves these things.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Domino's Cornwall. It's just got to wait for the pineapple to turn up as well. We've got someone that doesn't like, we know someone that doesn't like onions. That someone is, actually, if you type an exclamation mark ginger into chat, you'll get a link to that someone's YouTube channel. And he doesn't like pineapple on pizza. For reasons I can't fathom.
Oh, it's in his name, the Insane.
Is he a fan of ginger though?
I don't know if anybody else outside of once again, outside of our nations use Ranger. Let's see how that, or we go for the old backwards one, start calling him Bluey.
Really? It's definitely not ours. I don't think so. Now I'll get to the end of this one and then I'll send our other worker off to the other ploughing that we've got contractor on.
Australia might pay you to put your spout over the truck just to see if you can coax him to get a wriggle on.
Well, while it's doing that, I'm going to jump out and go and have a wee chat on the phone to our other worker. Not that one. We've got to get the right phone number, apparently. Where is he? There he is. Stop you, driver. Right, what's your next job, Sunshine? Asking him when I should know. Field 74. Good 16 grand there, field 74. I'll tell you what, you head over to field 70. I don't have one for 74. Now that is interesting. Why is that? Is there not a 74 at all? Where is 74? 74's down there.
North of.
I don't have one for 74. That is quite interesting, actually. I would have thought I had one for 74.
Yeah, no, I'm showing ploughing active for 74. Top of the list.
Sorry, you what? Where? Sorry, who? What? On auto drive?
Okay, I thought you were talking about the actual job.
No, auto drive. I haven't got a waypoint for 74. Like I said, which is interesting. So what I've got to do is send them off to 64 and then do a course to 74 from there and then probably join it up around here. Or 75.
75 is probably your best bet because you've got the dirt trail that goes down. There's no actual direct road to 74.
Yeah, no, but if I go to 64, then I go past Smudolini's place and there's the dirt track just off the side there, which would make sense because that's the closest way to get there from our yard and doing it there. But I'll send it to 64 and see what I've done there once it's got there. I'll see what exactly I've done along here, whether or not I have got a course here and just forgot to add in a waypoint or stuff like that. So I'll send you off. You give me a call when you hit 64, mate, and I'll ring you back. Apparently you didn't like the idea of me filling them up.
It was only a 79, so not quite to the top.
Oh, okay. Well, when you come back down, fill them up, see if you'll go. Because otherwise we'll be waiting around for ages for them. Yeah. Actually, with 2 people doing this, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that we got caught up talking about milk crates and...
But saying that, we are on 5 times speed, so it's ideal.
I'm wondering what his full trigger percentage is.
70 should be.
Yeah, the back option there would be jump in and kick him to the next step. Using the advanced motion button.
Yeah, we might actually be able to fit all of it in, what we've got left actually. You just emptied out, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's at 84%. We might be able to fit it all in anyway. We're just trying to remember how much he holds. There is a way to find out, so I don't have to remember. I can check by going into here and clicking on that and searching for, well, not really searching, scrolling for 120,000. So he's got how much on him now? 100,000 basically.
And looking at it, what you got? 2,000. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get 20k out of the rest of this.
No,
so it should just fit.
I don't think this field was fertilised much. I think there's one of the reasons why I was thinking I wasn't filling up as quick as I thought I would be. He's given me a call, well, he texted me to let me know he's reached field 64. So we've probably got 2 more runs on this. So if I finish the end of this row, go empty out into the old truck there, he takes off. I think he has to be on the move. He's asleep at the moment. Once he wakes up, he might figure out that, hey, I've got enough to go and deliver. Let's do that then, shall we? So I'll go off and I'll have a wee chat to our other worker, give him those instructions. Actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see why I never put a waypoint for field 74. Maybe I should park in front of him, just in case he does decide to take off and leave you there on your own. So I might just see if he'll consider that a trigger. And then we'll figure out our next... Oh, actually, what you could do is you could send my one, if you're all done and finished, send him off to deliver that, and then send my one to the boo so we can change headers. Go to the next crop. Hello, he's here. Right, let's figure out, shall we? Let's do this together. Figure out why there isn't a waypoint to 74. Okay, that'll be why. No, here's a problem. Got the bridge in the way. I'll have to go to the next one, possibly, and try it from there. I've got to think about other implements. I could see our harvesters having real trouble getting over this bridge the way I've done this, but I can always come along and move these waypoints more to the middle if needs be.
I think that one wasn't so bad, but there's one bridge north of the shop where it's on a bit of a curve and a dip at the same time. I could swear the harvester or the plough at least gets hung up on it. I think the harvester actually gets through because the trail is thin enough, but the plough, being as wide it is.
Well, in there down, move up. I'll change this so it doesn't auto-connect on both of those actually. And now do a two-way course. Now it would make sense to set up field 4 here. So I'm going to go wide and around. We're going to stop there. We're going to save this as well as at field 74. Alright, and we go back out. One more, 3, and then head over to the middle again. I'm going to drive up and connect this to the other end. So my workers can have options because they like options. I suppose missing one field, well so far I think it's one field, is pretty good actually. The reason why I put the waypoint down there, ladies and gentlemen, it's the closest one to the yard. Now 75, I think, this is field 75 next to me. I think the waypoint is off the beaten track. That's not really. It's right there. See, yeah, here we go. So I need to stop it here, I think, would be my best bet. I'll stop you there. And now, what are we going? How are we going to do this? We'll do it from you to you. We'll make you a double. We can come along, and I think we'll do the same here. Will we? Yes, we will. Seriously? Okay. I'll put one there. Make it to you. Make it you to you. Now they've got the entry and exit points there. Go back down and finish the other side off, and we'll be all good, theoretically. Then again, it is me doing this.